77F of Mitchell Fisher. Second row inside from Beatrice, Nebraska, it'll be the double OJ of John Martinez. To his outside from Fairbury, it'll be the 69, it's Brendan Stiggy. Third row back on the inside from right here at Deshler, it'll be the 8 machine of Murray Hagen. On his outside from Wallace, Nebraska, that'll be the 20 of Tanner Clough. Fourth row back on the inside, another Deshler native, it's the old 6 shooter, it's Drew Barry. And on his outside from Beatrice, it's the 24R, that'll be Dylan Richards. Fifth row back on the inside from Concordia, Kansas, that'll be the 58B, that'll be Brent Beaumont. On his outside from Lincoln, Nebraska, that'll be the 13T of Tyler Jackson. Your 11th and final starter scheduled to be the 12 out of Dorchester, Nebraska. That is the 12 of Michael Wade. So 11 cars scheduled to go 7 laps in your one and only IMCA Hobby Stock Heat Race. Once again, race fans, if you haven't already, be sure to get your Stock Car Crown Summer Series t-shirts. They are available down on the main concourse here at the Thayer County Speedway. Horse race fans, I believe they still have some of those Remington Elting Memorial t-shirts available. Be sure to get those. All the proceeds go to the Remington Elting Scholarship. So here we go. Caution lights go out. We'll try it this time around. Pete Beaumont, Mitchell Fisher, that's your front row. They will have control of the pace as they come off of turn number 4. The Hobby Stock's ready to do battle here at Thayer County. So off we go into 1 and 2. Mitchell Fisher up the hill. Beaumont staying low. He'll have the race lead 3 wide. There is now Tanner Clough gets out of shape. He'll drop a couple spots. They're still 2 and 3 wide. Great race here early on. They're still side by side. Off at turn number 4. Give it to Mitchell Fisher. Now 4 wide. They're trying to press the issue into 1. Dylan Richards trying to stick the nose between John Martinez and Brendan Stiggy. Unable to do so. Now Pete Beaumont starts to fade back to the 6th spot early on. Stiggy up to the 2nd spot. Now John Martinez staying to the low side off of turn 4, trying to nose ahead of Richards. Richards freight train Stiggy down the front straightaway, and they go into 1. 3 wide again for 2nd. This has been a great race, and it's already been 2 laps. Mitchell Fisher continues to show the way. Fisher, a regular over at the Dawson County Raceway on Sunday nights, having a good run in the 77F. Dylan Richards, one of the hottest hobby stock drivers in the country right now. I believe the current hobby stock national points leader coming into this weekend. Richards now up to the second spot. John Martinez staying to the low side. They go through 3 and 4 this time. Meanwhile, Murray Hagen able to get by Sticky. Now 3 wide for the lead. What a race! Richards right through the middle. Up the hill goes the 24R. Fisher trying to cross it over. He can't. John Martinez now the leader. Nice back and forth we are having. Let's throw Hagen and Stiggy into that mix. 5 cars under a blanket. 2 laps to decide it. This could be anyone's guess as we go into turn number 1. This was worth the wait. Murray Hagen a little out of shape off of turn number 2. Good recovery. He'll lose the spot to Brendan Stiggy. Meanwhile, the Beatrice Davis, Martinez, and Richards side by side off of turn number 4. White flag out this time. Who gets back here first? Mitchell Fisher now watching it all go down from the 3rd spot. He's got company in the form of Brendan Stiggy. Down the backstretch they go and into 3. Who gets back here? Off at turn number 4, Richards going to look low. Martinez up the hill, and it will be John Martinez to win your hobby stock heat. What a great run. Dylan Richards, and then it's Mitchell Fisher, Brendan Stiggy, and Murray Hagen. That'll be your top 5. We give it up for him, race fans. Your Corey Cook Agriculture IMC Hobby Stock Heat Race winner out of Beatrice, Nebraska in the 00J. Give it up for him, John Martinez. What a race. Well, next up, race fans, it is time for the first of 5 Stock Car Crown Summer Series heat races. Heat race number 1 brought to you by Levander Auto Body. Here is how we stack them up. On the pole from Platte Center, Nebraska, it'll be the 10A. It's the bad boy, Austin Bronner. On his outside from Onaga, Kansas, it'll be the 67 of Darren Nelson. Second row inside from Hayes, Kansas, scheduled to be the 250. That'll be Tathan Burkhart. Scheduled to be on his outside from Wichita, Kansas, the 67R. That is Austin Ramey. Third row back on the inside from Hebron, Nebraska. It'll be the 64 of Dusty Blake. On his outside from Lincoln, Nebraska, the 17 TK. That'll be Travis Patterson. 7th row back on the inside. Keep your eyes on this one. From Osceola, Nebraska, in the 30D, it's the Osceola Rocket. It'll be Dylan Smith. And on his outside from Columbus, Nebraska, it's the Lean Mean Green Machine. It's the 83 of Jeff Ware. And your 9th and final starter from Chelsea, Iowa, it'll be the 99X. It's the game changer, Dallin Murdy. 9 cars scheduled to go 7 laps, and the top 2 will move on to the Remington Elting Memorial A main. Looks like the 17 TK at Travis Patterson still in the staging area. Looks like he is scheduled to start on the outside of row number 3. He might need an extra kickstart, so it looks like maybe one of the Belleville High Banks push trucks going to go over and help the 17 TK at Patterson out. Yeah, big thanks to the Nebraska's Dirt Crown Tour and the Stock Car Crown Summer Series for putting on this great race here, and including the Remington Elting Memorial as one of the biggest shows on the inaugural Stock Car Crown Summer Series Tour. Dallin Murdy, he was our winner from our last round at the I-80 Speedway. Had a great battle there over in Greenwood with his father Damon, along with Jesse Sobbing. They're all in the field tonight. At least this time they're not in the same heat race. Out at I-80, Dallin, Damon, and Jesse were all in the same heat, and they were battling for the feature win come feature time. See if Travis Patterson can get that 17 TK fired off. He is having a kind of a hard time getting off the push blade. It looks like Patterson is going to call no joy early on. So we'll go with 8 cars. Here we go, top 2 to the Remington Elting Memorial main event. They come down to the Shallow Racing Shockhawk restart zone, and we're green. So once again, top 2 move on. Here we go, 4 wide there for a moment as Dusty Blake able to nose ahead of Jeff Ware for the 4th spot. Meanwhile, Austin Bronner with the whole shot. They go into 3 and 4 this time. Tathan Burkhardt and Darren Nelson, the 2 Kansas natives, at it for the 2nd spot. Lap 1 we go to Austin Bronner. Tathan Burkhardt in that 2nd position. Now Jeff Ware looking to the inside of Nelson. That's for 3rd. Not going to get it there. Meanwhile, Dallin Murdy from the tail, starting to work his way towards the front, able to get around Austin Ramey. He'll go after Dylan Smith. Now Burkhardt showing the nose to the inside of Austin Bronner, but the bad boy will complete lap 2. Jeff Ware now looking to the inside, 3 wide there with Darren Nelson and Dusty Blake for position. Off of turn 2. Blake has the 3rd spot. That's still outside looking in. Tathan Burkhardt has the 2nd and final transfer spot. And Dallin Murdy knows it's time to go. He has to come clear from 9th. And he's got about 4 more cars, make it 5 more cars to pass if he wants to transfer. 3 wide now. A little bit of contact there between Murdy and Smith as they go into turn number 3. Murdy on the low side trying to scoot around Darren Nelson. Meanwhile, Tathan Burkhardt on the backside of your race leader. Bronner continues to ride the middle lane. He has the spot. Now 3 wide. Dylan Smith, Darren Nelson, and Damon Murdy. All of them from different states. You got Murdy from Iowa, Nelson from Kansas, and Smith from Nebraska duking it out. 2 laps to go in this one. Where do you go? Dallin Murdy leaving the left front at home off of turn number 2, trying to close in on the top 4. Right now, Dusty Blake, does he have enough to get around Burkhardt? That's for the final transfer spot. White flag out. Only the top 2 move on to the main event. Tathan Burkhardt, he's got the spot for the time being. They'll take it down the back straightaway for the final time. Checker flag is going to be awaiting. Burkhardt with one last shot at it off of turn number 4. Going to be a drag race to the line. Bronner hangs on. Burkhardt will join him in the main. Then it's Dusty Blake, Jeff Ware, Dallin Murdy, Dylan Smith, Darren Nelson, and Austin Ramey. So race fans, your top 2 moving on from heat race number 1, presented by Levander Auto Body, the 250 at Tathan Burkhardt. And your winner out of Platte Center, Nebraska. Give it up for him, the 10A, Austin Bronner. On we go to Zamp Racing, heat race number 2. On the pole out of Wichita, Kansas, that'll be the 82 of Joey Richmond. On his outside from Virginia, Nebraska, it'll be the 34 of Max Harder. Row number 2 on the inside from Wichita, Kansas, it'll be the 55R of George Ramey. On his outside from Davenport, Nebraska, it's the Flying 50 of Scott Smith. Row 3 on the inside from Holmesville, Nebraska, the 3J, it's the dangerous one, Dan Nelson. And on his outside from Henderson, Nebraska, the 82K, that's Jeremy Kinsey. 4th row back on the inside, last night's winner at the Shelby County Speedway from Harlan, Iowa, the 63 of Mike Nichols. On his outside, it'll be the 7 of Matt Fralin. Brandon Conkright will round us out. Top 2 will move on to the main event. We go green in Levander Auto Body in Zamp Racing heat race number 2 for the Stock Car Crown Summer Series. 3 wide there, off of 2 for the race lead. Every which way there's Max Harder able to work his way to lead. How about Mike Nichols already up to the 4th spot? Here comes the Harlan Hustler. Lap 1 goes to Max Harder. Scott Smith, the 2nd and final transfer spot early on. Then it's Joey Richmond and Mike Nichols having it out for the 3rd spot. A little bit of hip checking there in the back of the pack. They sort it out. We keep going. Nichols able to nose ahead of Richmond as they come through 3 and 4 this time. Off of turn 4, Richmond staying low. Nichols will pull ahead on the outside, and he'll go after Scott Smith for the final transfer spot. Through 1 and 2, here comes Nichols, big head of steam. He pulls up aside Smith for the 2nd spot. Meanwhile, Max Harder having it all his way up front. Harder continues to lead it, but with that battle for 2nd, hot on his tail, Smith has it over Nichols as they cross the line. Here goes Nichols again through 1 and 2. Off the bottom lane comes the 63. Nice roll on the bomb. There's contact. But Nichols able to take the second spot away. And now he'll go after Harder for the race lead. Here comes Joey Richmond back to the inside. Not going to happen there. Smith maintains third as they cross the stripe. Max Harder continues to be your race leader. And then it's Mike Nichols in that second and final transfer spot, but maybe not for long. Nichols to the low side. He may have something on the bottom. Nichols stays low off a turn number 4. Drag race to the line. Harder still the leader. Nichols not going away as they go through 1 and 2. Meanwhile, Dan Nelson trying to make the move on Joey Richmond for 4th. Couldn't get it off of 2. Nichols and Harder side by side as they come off of turns 3 and 4 this time. White flag out this time. Final trip around. Oh, dead heat. Who gets back here? Those are the top 2 moving on as they run. Nichols and Harder. But who's going to take the win in this one? Nichols drops low. Tries to force Harder's hand off of 4. Harder trying to cross it back over. Not going to happen. Mike Nichols wins heat race number 2. Max Harder will join him in the main. And then it's Scott Smith, Joey Richmond, and Dan Nelson, the top 5. So how about it, race fans? Your top 2 moving on to the Remington Memorial main event. Give it up for him. The 34 of Max Harder coming second, and your winner of Zamp Racing Heat Race number 2 out of Harlan, Iowa. It's the 63 of Mike Nichols. On we go to multi-fire by money Heat Race number 3 for the Stock Car Crown Summer Series. Here's how we stack up. Heat race number 3 on the pole from Jansen, Nebraska. That'll be the 4W of Jarrett Wood on his outside. From Hastings, Nebraska, it's the 11A of Andy Huffaker. Second row inside from Beatrice, it'll be the 30 of Jordan Grabowski. And on his outside from Edgar, Nebraska, the 77K of Jed Williams. Third row back from Atlantic, Iowa, it'll be the 33 VH of Dusty Van Horn. On his outside, it'll be the 63C from Jamestown, Kansas, Austin Carter. Fourth row back from Clear Lake, Iowa, it'll be the 6 machine of Chance Hollitz. On his outside from Kearney, Nebraska, the 1X of Bo Egge. Your final starter scheduled to be the X Factor from Norfolk. It'll be Justin Bertschinger. So it looks like the X machine of Justin Bertschinger not making it out. So I believe we will go with 8 cars. Still top 2. Moving on to the Remington Elting Memorial A main. Lot of tough customers here in this heat alone. You got Nebraska, Kansas, and Iowa all in this heat. Chance Hollitz and Bo Egge, 2 tough customers out there, have to come from the back row. Jordan Grabowski on the inside of row number 2. Dusty Van Horn inside row 3. Lot of heavy hitters in this one. Well, it's going to be the Jansen, Nebraska 4W, Jarrett Wood on the pole with Andy Huffaker to his outside. Down to the shallow racing shock. Shotcock start zone. That one may not be going. Caution is out. And they're already starting to fold fenders a little bit. Jarrett Wood, I think, Jarrett Wood was a whole car length ahead of Andy Huffaker. They want a nice even start as they come off of turn number 4. So we'll try it one more time. Again, Jarrett Wood, Andy Huffaker, that's your front row. Jordan Grabowski, Jarrett and Jed Williams in row number 2. Dusty Van Horn, Austin Carter, row 3. Chance Hollitz and Bo Egge in row 4. Again, top 2 finishers move on to the Remy Elting Memorial A main. Get a $5,000 paycheck on the line, plus a bonus $2,000 if anyone chooses to take the Cadillac Chassis Back Row Challenge. Off of 4, we'll try it again. And caution going to be out again like the Rolling Stones. Flagman can't get no satisfaction on that start. So attempt number 2 is a no-go. So Jarrett Wood and Andy Huffaker, the front row, going to be moved back a row. That's going to put Jordan Grabowski and Jed Williams on the front row instead. Wood and Huffaker will make up row 2 now. Back 2 rows do not change. Van Horn and Carter, row 3. And Chance Hollitz and Bo Egge in row 4. So now we get the lineup squared away. Get 8 cars, top 2 move on. Jordan Grabowski now. And Jed Williams to his outside. They want a nice even start. That one looks much better. And we go green this time. Austin Carter going right to work on that outside lane. They're 4 wide going into turn 1. Dusty Van Horn quick to make his way through the field up to the 3rd spot. Meanwhile, Chance Hollitz on the low side. Going to go 3 wide with Jarrett Wood and Andy Huffaker. Oh, and Van Horn loses the handle. Everyone misses him. Spin and turn number 4 for Dusty Van Horn. Looks like they got it up and going. Again, Lone Ranger rule is in effect. So Van Horn will get it refired. We stay green. And it's anyone's guess up front. Jed Williams and Jordan Grabowski back and forth as they come off at turn number 4 this time. Down to the line, Grabowski, your leader. Meanwhile, Chance Hollitz trying to roll the bottom lane as well as he can off at turn number 2. Jarrett Wood a little crossed up off at turn 2. That's going to allow Austin Carter to get by. And now 3 wide is Chance Hollitz trying to press the issue on the low side of Williams. Not going to happen there. Grabowski, your leader. Then it's Jed Williams riding in that 2nd position. Chance Hollitz back in 3rd. Hollitz outside looking in right now in that number 6 machine. He'll go to the outside to follow in Grabowski's tire tracks. Williams staying on the low side off at turn 4. At the line this time, Grabowski still the leader. Hollitz trying to dial up long distance like Grabo hasn't been able to do so as effectively. Off at 2, Hollitz losing ground on the top 2. Meanwhile, Huffaker back in position number 4. They drop to the low side now. Off the bottom, Grabowski fending off the lead from Williams. Hollitz trying to get something going. White flag going to come out the next time by. Chance Hollitz with one more shot at Williams. That's for the final transfer spot. Hollitz now back to the low side, shows the nose to Williams. A little bit of nose rub as the white flag comes out. Final trip around the speedway. Can Hollitz make the pass? They go in through 1 and 2. Grabowski on the outside. So same goes for Hollitz. Off a turn number 4 this time. Hollitz with one last shot at it. Checker flag is going to fly. Jordan Grabowski's going to take the win. Hollitz looking low. Not going to happen. Jed Williams will hang on. Chance Hollitz will come home 3rd. Then it's Andy Huffaker and Bo Egge, the top 5.